where to find a good personal trainer or fitness coach. All right, we're back with this third installment here. So if you haven't watched any of my last two videos, I recommend watching those. But yeah, so we went, part one is, do you need a trainer? Is it something that you should kind of seek out, look into? Part two is, my personal bias of qualities that I think are important and valuable in a coach. And now we're going to go to part three of, where to find a good personal trainer or coach. And this is like my fourth time refilming, which all my other ones I just got in one shot. I'm having such a hard time with this because I'm just, I'm just going off the cuff, no notes, which I really should get better at, but whatever. And then I'm also I'm jumping all over the place. I'm sharing stuff and I'm like, I don't know if I need to share that, adding unnecessary context, blah, 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 blah. So without further ado, let's try this yet again. Okay, so first things first. And this is also why I keep stalling on this and getting bogged down is I don't want to badmouth any trainers, any gyms, anywhere in their career of this training, whether they're new, blah, 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 blah. Because the truth is, I think you can find a good coach and I think you can have great results at fucking anywhere, dude. I don't care if it's the crappy 24-hour fitness gym where the coach is making $15 a session, or the mom and pop, or the fancy schmancy Equinox's, Lifetime, or some sort of private facility. I think you can find great coaches anywhere. And please, if you didn't watch part two, watch that, because I go over the important qualities of, like, do you freaking like this person? Do you want to hang out with them a couple times a week? Do you have trust in them? Do you have buy-in? Do you enjoy their sessions? Are you feeling good? Are you not getting injured? Like, those are the most important things ever, okay? And then also, when we're talking about choosing facilities, we need to know, like, what's convenient, what's practical to your schedule, what can you budget? All these things are so incredibly important. Because if you find, let's say it's the greatest coach ever, but he's 30 minutes away, you can only do it once a week because that's all you can afford, you're missing the homework, your results aren't going to be great, and you're better off going to the fucking guy at the park selling sessions for $20, So is that what I generally would funnel people to? No, not at all, but please just keep that in mind, all right? Keep it in mind, keep it in mind. Now, again, if you're trying to stack the most chips in your favor and have the highest probability of finding someone you like and understanding this coaching process and having good principles when it comes to fitness and coaching, generally what I recommend is finding a career personal trainer. So what do I mean by that? Well, one is just having general experience, ideally, 5+ years of experience. And then also, but this is hard because it won't be so clear to you, but trying to find someone that works at a facility where, again, they can make this a viable long-term career choice. So generally speaking, it's like some of these gyms, they are, the trainers are getting somewhere between 20 and 50% of the session, So if they're at a smaller corporate facility, a lot of these, they cannot make this a long-term career. So which means that they're either brand new, which the retention rate of trainers is really, really bad. So it's like, do I want a trainer that just got certified that may or may not be in this career in 6 months from now? Again, if you like them and stuff, then go for it, But again, if you're starting fresh and you want to stack the most chips, then maybe not, maybe not. And this is where I was talking to one of my clients who's also my barber, and there's a lot of parallels here. Again, like in what I was saying, the analogy is, I go to his barber shop where, he pays rent, which is generally the ideal because that is the progression of the career, whether it's a coach or barber, hairstylist or whatever. You start at this commission, then when you have enough clients and confidence, blah, 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 then you start switching to renting or whatever. So that is generally what I want to find. And that does not mean that you can't get a good haircut at fucking Supercuts or Great Clips or whatever. But I think the probability is lower than at his barbershop, where everyone has experience and they're renting chairs and stuff like that. But again, that doesn't mean you can't find it. So that's the same thing. You can probably find a good coach at all these facilities, but if you're wanting the highest chance, then probably going to somewhere where they can actually make a career out of this long term is going to increase the likelihood of you finding a good coach. So what is that going to look like? Well, I don't know all the gyms in all the different areas, but if we're working at like the bigger corporate ones, it's the fancier ones, it's the more expensive ones. Because again, go back to that kind of split. So it's like, well, shit, dude, everything's expensive. I'm out here in Denver, so I'm like, man, as a coach, again, if you're a career and you want to have a family, I'm like, I hope you're netting at least $50, $60 a session. Well, if you go back to that 50% split, then you're looking for someone that's charging 120 plus at these, bigger facilities and stuff like that. So again, can be great. And if it's convenient to you and maybe you already work out, awesome, try it. And here's another thing, try them all out, dude. Test drive as many cars as you want. See what works well and who you fit well with, okay? This is a relationship like anything else, and it's something you see them quite frequently, so make sure it's a good fit regardless. Try them all out. See what you think, okay? I'm just one guy, so take this with a grain of salt. So it would be the bigger, fancier gyms, the Equinoxes, the Lifetimes, and stuff like that. I'm sure I'm missing some out there depending on where you're at in the world. But what I think is even better for most individuals is looking at these kind of private facilities. Look at these private facilities because generally they're a little bit better on the trainer when it comes to, and it could be anything from just environment to commission rate and all that stuff like that, or they're renting. So that's generally what I recommend. Now, they can be a little bit trickier to find though, so it will take some Googling, some Yelping and things like that as well too, but you just search gyms, and you're just going through reviews, click on the website, see what their trainers say, or see if there's any private trainers in your area. So like for me, and I'm not just trying to make this a marketing ad for me, I have my own Chase Management Personal Training. I have a Yelp, I have a Google business page, I have my own website and stuff like that. So you'll find those as well. And those also I would probably put in the bucket of these kind of career trainers. So they might just be renting from a private training gym, private facility, et cetera, et cetera. But again, generally that is the step in this career of trainers. Again, not to say, like I told you, at some of these bigger corporate gyms, you can make a career, but generally, just like I was giving the analogy with a haircut, that's the direction you're wanting to go. So if you're wanting to find someone that's on year 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus of their training career, that's where I would look. Generally, you're not going to find those at some of these other corporate gyms where, again, I guess the commission rate's not enough. I don't know. However you want to put that. And then here's another thing. So that would be recommendation 1 of just like, you don't know anyone. Recommendation 2 is, of course, talk to friends, talk to family members, talk to whoever, see what they see. If you have someone that's already had a great experience with a trainer, that just helps. It helps with already kind of having a little bit of trust and buy-in and stuff like that. So those would be kind of my general recommendations. I'm going to stop here because I'm going to ramble and then I'm going to have to fucking shoot this again for the billionth time. But again, I just want to reiterate, you can find great coaches anywhere. So please don't watch this video and say, oh, I'm not going to go to 20, go to the 24, go to whatever, see what they have to say, try a session with them, and then compare it to the fancy gym and compare it to the private gym, and see what you think. Again, I'm just one guy and I cannot separate my bias. So of course, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I'm a private trainer, so look for the private trainers. That's where I do think, again, if you're trying to stack as many chips in your favor, finding those career trainers is probably your best bet. But I was once the new trainer and I felt pretty confident and I had some great results with clients as well. So don't be scared or fearful to also try a new trainer as well. All right, I'm stopping here. Let me know what you think. This one was a lot harder because, again, I don't want to badmouth any type of trainer, any type of coach, or any type of facility because I think there's some great people there. But back to just, if you want the highest probability of getting this right in one shot, I would look for more of these kind of career trainers. All right, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys. That's what I say? Jeez.